This is probably my favorite defensive adjustment that no one is talking about. I have no idea why no one's talking about this. But before we get into it, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and follow me on my Twitter at DG the Chef. Let's go ahead and let's just get right into practice mode. Okay, so we're going to be talking about one of my favorite, if not the most used defensive adjustment that I have in this entire game of Madden, all right? So if you guys have not checked out that video about match coverage, make sure you go watch that because it's going to explain a lot of the stuff that we're talking about in this particular video today, because we are going to be playing a match style defense. We're going to be turning the match on and match off. I'm going to show you guys how we do it to get better results. Now, but what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our best, listen to me, that our best, or not really our best, we'll say like third and fourth best man coverage corners are at safety. Now, this is something that I do against people who just love to pass and refuse to run, okay? So we're going to put our best man coverage safeties or our man coverage corners here, all right? So if you have a good man coverage safety, put them here. Good man coverage corner, put them here, all right? I'm going to go Richard Sherman, and I'm going to go with Desir, I think is how you say his name, mainly because I'm playing with the stock Bucks and I don't have a bunch of bomb corners like I would in Mutt. Next, you already know what we're going to do. We're going to come put our safeties here. So go ahead, put your safeties on your ends, and we're going to explain why we're doing this in like literally 2 seconds, all right? Now that you basically have a team full of defensive backs and animations, now I'm going to go over abilities. Acrobat, right? Acrobat here. You can do whatever you want on your outside guys. I normally just leave my box defenders to have acrobat because they get those good animations on like deep out routes, flat routes, such of that nature. Deep, I feel like on your outside corners, you don't need it that much because if you're covering bombs, you don't really need acrobat there. So acrobat on definitely your I would say your flat or your curl flat defenders, okay? Now, for your ends, you need to have your best coverage linebackers, like zone coverage linebackers, zone or man coverage linebackers. I don't really know who those people are for the particular Bucks team. So I'm just gonna put my outside linebackers, my left outside linebackers. I know this guy's super slow, so we're just gonna go right outside linebacker here, and then one bomb D tackle. So we have Vita Vey, so that's gonna work for us, okay? Now, again, this is not groundbreaking. We're gonna go from 3-5 to 3-5 wide. So next thing you need to do is come over here, 3-5 wide. Your first audible is gonna go ahead and be cover 4 show. Then you're gonna run something like the Sam Will Blitz, okay? Then you can do whatever else you want out of that. I suggest having you a good man, and then also having you a good like cover 3 or a good blitz like this Mike Blitz. Okay, you can actually do cover 2 too if you're a cover 2 demon. I normally don't F with cover 2 that much. All right, we have 3-5 set up. We're gonna come out in 3-5, and then we're gonna motion over to 3-5 wide, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why we're gonna do that. Let's go ahead and run our gun bunch here. We're gonna come gun bunch. We know that the problem with Madden right now is that offense is OP, and we know that basically the flats are always open, crosses are always open, all that stuff is always open, running back, all that good stuff is open, right? So I'm going to show you how we cover that right now inside of 3-5 wide. I am going to run let's say the double post here. So first things first, we have all DBs on the field. We have great man coverage on our D line. I'm going to go ahead, press square, press left. Then I'm going to come over into nickel 3-5 wide, show cover 2, 4, right? So cover 4, show 2. This is what we're going to look like. Now, let's go over what just happened. We now have a free safety here covering purple routes, and he's going to have acrobat on him, so he should be able to jump some good routes. We then have another safety here on our other purple route, right? So we now have 2 safeties on our purple routes, and this should be also a safety. So we're safetied out right here, okay? We're basically safety out, and these 3 guys down here are going to be our 2 linebackers and our D tackle. This is how we look. We'll just go ahead and base the line really quick. This guy should come out here. So not only do you have speed at your rest positions, but you also have great coverage. But that's not all we're trying to do. You guys know that cover 4 comes out into a match look. So that means that everyone's going to play man. Now, this is the key to the defense. If you leave match on, which means you don't have your zone set, you don't have your zone sets, and you're not playing sticks, right? That means that match is turned on. Your zone is going to turn into man coverage. That is why we're going to put corners at our free safety position, because these 4 guys should be very high in man coverage, because if you leave match on, right, it turns into man. If you have bad man safeties back here, you're going to get destroyed in match coverage. Okay, not much on run support, great for pass coverage. So high man corners here on your safeties. All right, now for this, you can leave in zone. It doesn't really matter that much. This is the key to this defense. What I like to do is go ahead and blitz all my linebackers. Press down. Look something like this. Backside, I'm going to go ahead. Let me explain this to you. I'm going to press triangle. I am then going to press X for individual. I'm going to select square for my defensive back. I'm going to back him off just so he doesn't get beat deep. All right. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to act like this blitz is coming. So it looks something like this, right? This is how we set up our blitz. We're going to come this side. We're going to try to take away one of these tackles so we can get a free rush off the edge. But what you're saying is this running back over here is our threat. I don't want to come over here and cover this running back, because now if I cover this running back, this little verticals is going to be real quick. He can throw it in this hole right here because there's no user, or he can get me over here because there's no user. For this particular situation, if you have match coverage turned on, even though you back this guy up, he's still going to play man on this guy here, right? Because that's his guy. So even if he's backed up, he's playing man. He's not going to drop back, and that route, he should jump that route. But you're worried about this running back. So what we're going to do, we're going to press right on our D-pad. I'm sorry, we're going to press left on our D-pad, and we're going to press square, and we're just going to go bluff blitz. What you're going to see is that I now bluff my blitz on Barrett here, our Barrett, because he's on the D-line, and he's going to take a step forward, and then he's going to come back and drop in his 3-yard hook, basically. Now, this 3-yard hook is by far OP when you have somebody fast here who can cover. It's so OP, and it looks like it's a quarterback spy, but it's not. What this guy is basically doing is picking up the back out the backfield or a crosser. Now, I want you guys just to see how this looks here, okay? So let's just go ahead and set this up like this. Boom. Now, even though he hits that running back, right? Even though he hits that running back, I want to show you guys what happened. Let's go instant replay. So just imagine you're in MUT and this is like Ted Hendricks, and you can do this on the backside as well, which is normally what I'll do. I'll flip it up. So you'll see that he rushes, right? So he takes a step, he's rushing, but he then comes off and starts to cover that back going that way, right? This gives you the ability to kind of get up underneath some of these routes, and if he's going out to the flats, he's going to cover that even better. So let's do it. Let's do it in a different formation to show you guys like the benefits out of like a Trey Y flex or something. So now let's say your opponent is coming out and something like this, and you know for sure he's sending that running back out. You know 100% that running back is going out, but you have to worry about this backside because you know they like to run that level sales concept. Well, you absolutely can stay in your coverage, and you can do the same thing. You can just take X, bluff blitz here, and X is going to cover that running back coming out the backfield. So you can go ahead, play your pass or your run scenarios here, and just watch what happens. Boom. You see that guy steps forward, and he initially acts like he's going to blitz, but then he goes and he takes that running back coming out of that Trey Y flex level sales. It's just a great bluff here, and especially if you have like a Ted Hendricks or somebody fast. Yeah, he may complete this pass here, but he's not going to throw it. He's absolutely not throwing that right there because that backer's there. Now he might come up and get this guy, but that's just a whole nother story. We're not worried about that. We're not worried about that right now. You can turn match off. Now let's say that, all right, I don't want to use offensive lineman. I want my offensive lineman to still kind of do what they do. I want to take one of my free safeties that I had on the line. So let's say Mike Edwards. I want to do it with Mike Edwards instead. So I want to double over Mike Edwards, bluff blitz, and he's going to drop back just like this, right? So now let's say I want to blitz this guy from this end now, because I know Mike Edwards is going to take the crosser coming from that right side. And we're still in match. We're basically going to turn into man. I know that now my priority is going to be that running back. So let's watch here. So I'm going to come up. I'm going to pass that running back. And you see that Mike just kind of just goes and picks him up immediately as he crosses his face. So again, if you haven't watched our match video, go watch the match video, because that's why I fell off the running back. You'll see that I had him at first, and then I fell back to come underneath that route. But we get the 3-man rush or 4-man rush here because I came down, right? So because I come down in this box, the double team is going to come to the strong side. So right now I'm making this the strong side. Double team comes here. We get Vita Vea 1-on-1. And because we blitz this outside guy, he's going to be 1-on-1 as well. So now we have a 1-on-1 with our D tackle, 1-on-1 across the board. So we have a higher chance of block sheds here. And then Mike is just going to drop back into that little 3 yards, take anything that's coming across. I want you guys to look at this defense here. Everything is basically locked up into man coverage. Mike takes this guy coming across. If you have an acrobat, which is why we put acrobat on this guy, you throw that pass. We're picking that off really quick. And now you're free to roam. Now, I'm not saying that this defense is going to make you into a world champ and you're going to be able to beat everyone. But I am telling you that I do work this into my defense a lot, especially when I'm going up against like a gun bunch or a tight formation. And just seeing that guy drop forces your opponent to reconsider where he's going with the ball. And a lot of times that is enough for you to get that sack. Know when to play match, know when not to play match. Regardless of playing match or not, your 3-yard bluff blitz is going to react the same exact way to your crosses, okay? Good luck to you guys. I hope this defensive tip has been helpful and you guys can work it into your formations and you start killing it, all right? Peace.